So we've done a lot of content today. There are so many things to discuss. The market is moving so quickly. Sometimes some of these videos might even be dated by the time that they come out. But one of the biggest questions I've been hit with lately that I think we need to talk about is, are we experiencing an accelerated market cycle or are we experiencing a super cycle? That's a big question on people's mind. What do I mean by this? So when we look back at prior market cycles, we have never done what we're doing now. We have never crossed this 786 line, this breach into the bull market to alt season, right? We have never done this early. It typically happens post-halving. You can see last market cycle, it wasn't until November of 2020. The cycle before that, it wasn't until December of 2016. Even the cycle before that was early Bitcoin was not until February of 2013, okay? So it's been happening sooner and sooner, but that more so, I believe, happens because the halving happens sooner and sooner, right? And now it's expected to happen here in April. Now, having done this early, this has brought about the question of, do we have an accelerated market cycle? Are we not going to last until late 2025? Are we going to see the top sooner? So is this just an accelerated market cycle? Are things happening sooner? So let's talk about this for a moment. So with us breaching this spot, right? Typically we have close to a year until the height of the bull market cycle. You can see back in 2020 through 2021, we had 52 weeks of basically alt season and bull market, right? Back in the prior market cycle before that, we had, oh gosh, I messed this up here. Back in the cycle before that, we had basically 50 weeks. And even the cycle before that, I think it was like 48 weeks or something like that. So you can see that it's close to a year from breaching this bull market door, breaching into alt season, that we have of price go up, okay? Up into the right charts, explosive times, very exciting things. Now, what that would mean now is if we measure basically 52 weeks, so about a year out from where we're at currently, that would put us into March of February, March of 2025. Okay. And that's the question people have is this where we top out? Are these things going to happen early? I've even had people on my Patreon asking the same question, which, by the way, if you guys are curious, the link's in the description below. You guys can check it out. We got a lot of cool things going on in there. Now, the thing is if this is an accelerated market cycle, then yes, we should top out around that point. But here's the thing. If this is a super cycle, we would not. A super cycle would mean that the capital and inflow of users happens faster, but the tops end up being around the same time, which I've said before that likely the top for this cycle would be around October of 2025. Now, this is not financial advice. This is not a guarantee, but if you look at the halving has been getting closer and closer to the beginning of the year, right? And the height of the market cycle has been getting closer and closer. They've been backing off at about the same rate, which means that the length of the cycle should theoretically be about the same. The time from the halving to the height of the market cycle should remain consistent. Now, why I believe this is a super cycle and not an accelerated cycle is because the influx of capital is too much. The supply that's on exchanges is too little, all right? Yes, the prices are moving faster, but the question is does the demand stop in February of 2025? And my answer would be no, I don't think it does. Remember, we're not just experiencing this influx of institutional money, right? We're experiencing this accelerated growth of users. And that really is the big thing. Mass adoption is something that not just accelerates a cycle, but creates a super cycle, all right? Remember, last market cycle, we moved from 4 to 5% of the world in crypto. This cycle, we're expected to move from 5% to 10%. That is unprecedented rate of growth. And it still does, it's happening faster, but it still takes time to get from 5 to 10%. We need 18 months to get to that point. And that again is why I think that this is a super cycle. I think that we see, insane rates of capital entering the market, not just from retail, but from institutions as well. But it takes time for that to happen. Okay. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is just an accelerated market cycle. Maybe we top out early. But then the question lies is how much of a bear market do we actually get? And I think that's a fair question either way, whether we have an accelerated market cycle, whether we have a super cycle. With the amount of capital that is interested in the space, with the likely future launch of ETF products for Ethereum and other ones and other large alts beyond that, how much pullback do we get in the market? Knowing that there is this consistent influx of capital, institutional money wanting to grab hold of the space, that's where this becomes a more complex discussion. And I wanted to have this discussion with you because a lot of people have questions about this. Are we going to stop early, or is this going to blow people's minds even more than they expect? So again, I fall more on the side of Supercycle. I fall more on the side of this is unprecedented, rapid growth that does not stop in February of 2025. Maybe we get a black swan event to slow things down. Okay. And that'd be fine, right? Because then people would have huge opportunities to add to their bags at prices that frankly, they wouldn't outside of there. Okay. But that's what I see happening. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Let me know what you think below, but have a great day. Show your love. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.